What is going on with you guys? Welcome to that video. So in this one I will be discussing the best runes and items on Yone in season 12, guys. Make sure to watch it till the end because I got a lot of information stuffed in that video and you don't want to miss out any information, guys, because this is what you need to successfully climb with Yone. So you definitely don't want to miss any of these. And with that being said, let's just dive right into that video. Let's go. All right, first things first, guys, we're gonna talk about the runes, and the runes you should be picking up on Yone, guys, are these over here. The keystone you should be picking up on Yone is Conqueror, but you can also go for Fleet Footwork. Anything else doesn't really make sense. PDA, you don't want to pick it up, guys. It doesn't really support his playstyle. Lethal Tempo stacks up the attack speed, but you got already the attack speed over here. On Legend Alacrity, you get attack speed over here, 10%, and you will get attack speed from the items anyways. Stacking up attack speed will not really benefit you, okay? The more attack speed you have, the lower your cooldown will be on your abilities, but it's capped to a certain point, and stacking up more attack speed after that capped point will actually do nothing. It will be a waste. So you definitely want to go for Conqueror on Yone, especially if you are on the top lane. On the mid lane, you can go for Fleet Footwork if you find yourself in a matchup that is really brutal, because the enemy can poke you and is hitting a lot of poke abilities. So then you want to definitely go for Fleet Footwork to have that sustain, because you know Yone is really garbage in the early, but he scales pretty super hard into the late. But in the early, this is where you gotta play safe, and this is where you have to survive actually. And Fleet Footwork helps you surviving the early. This is why it's also an option on Yone if you want to go for it, as I said, depending on the matchup. Top lane, as I said, definitely want to go for Conqueror, guys. Conqueror stacks up your damage, also heals you, so it supports Yone's playstyle. So you can choose between these two keystones. Then you should be going for Triumph. Restore 12% of your missing health, so it really helps in these team fights. If you kill someone or participate on a kill, you will get 12% back. Having that in your kit will actually support you during these team fights when you are about to like kill someone or dive deep into the enemy team. Also in like 2v1 situations, if you are getting ganked, also this item, this rune will help you because it gives you some sustain. And as I said before, guys, Legend Alacrity will give you more attack speed, and the more attack speed you have, the lower your cooldowns will be on the abilities, and the more attack speed you have, you will be doing more damage. Okay, guys? So it really helps you. Of course, you should go for Legend Alacrity. The last rune you should be picking up, guys, is Coup de Grace, because it deals more damage to low health enemy champions. So that means if you like do your combo and they drop low, from that point on, you will be doing more damage to these people, to these targets. On the second tree, you should be going for Resolve, and on the Resolve tree, you want to pick up either Bone Plating, guys, or you can go for Second Wind, depending on the matchup. If you are facing someone who pokes a lot, then you want to go for Second Wind. Most of the time, if you are on the top lane, you want to go for Bone Plating, because if you got people like, if you got enemies just like Garen or Wukong that likes to like jump on you, and Yone is vulnerable to any sort of champions that like engage on someone and do then all the damage, like Wukong or Garen, you totally want to have Bone Plating in this matchup, okay? Because all that Wukong does is E, then he will proc Bone Plating, then he will auto attack Q into ult, and having Bone Plating in this matchup will do a lot, guys, will suck a lot of damage. Same thing for Garen. Garen likes to Q you, silence you, and then he spins around, and having Bone Plating in there will suck a lot of damage, guys, will help out a lot instead of Second Wind, okay? Second Wind more like on the mid lane if you want to play Yone on the mid lane and you see yourself in a poke matchup like against any mages, you can just run Second Wind, because they will try to poke you, and like getting some health back through that healing that Second Wind provides is really good. So you want to go for Second Wind on the mid lane, Bone Plating most of the times, top lane. Then the last one should be either Unflinching, or you can also go for Revitalize. Lately, I like to go for Unflinching because of the tenacity. You will have 10% tenacity from the beginning through this rune, because of the absurd amount of CC that we have currently in the game. Like any champion can just CC you, man. Any champion. So we have a really absurd amount of CCs. Even through items you can CC people. So the amount of CC that we have in the game right now is absurd, boys and girls. And I like to have unflinching. It gives you from the start 10% and it stacks up the lower you drop. The lower you drop, it stacks up because of your immortal shield bow that gives you a shield after losing a certain amount of HP. This will actually help you to get out of these situations because of the tenacity, to get out of that CC. You can also like go for revitalize. If you don't really like unflinching, you can go for revitalize. Having revitalize also supports Yone's playstyle because it increases the healing and the shield that you get from the W and from immortal shield bow. So revitalize is also a good rune that you can go for, guys, on Yone. On the little ones, guys, you want to go for attack speed because, as I said before, attack speed lowers the cooldown of Yone's abilities, so definitely go for attack speed on this one. The next one should be damage though, and the last one, you should be changing these depending on the matchup. If you are facing someone who does a lot of AD damage, go for armor, of course. If you are facing someone who does a lot of AP damage, go for magic resistance, guys. So now we're gonna talk about the items that you should be building on Yone in Season 12. So you start things off with, of course, Doran's Blade and a health potion and a stealth ward. Nothing to say about that. So your first items should be, you should be aiming for Berserker's Greaves, guys. It will give you a lot of attack speed, 35% attack speed, and as I said before, any attack speed will lower the cooldown of your abilities. So to get that right away will help a lot on the lane, guys, because then you can just spam your Qs and spam the nados, and it makes you faster. So having that will actually support you even to dodge poke. Then you should be aiming for your mythic item, and the mythic item that you should be aiming on Yone is immortal shield bow and nothing else. I don't care what you saw on YouTube or what kind of videos you have watched on YouTube, and what YouTuber built this and that and reached I don't know what, and he just penetrated everything out there. Okay, I don't care what they just put in the title. The mythic item that you should be aiming for is immortal shield bow. Okay, immortal shield bow just supports Yone's playstyle. It just gets rid of any weak points Yone actually have. Gives you attack speed. This is what you need on Yone. It gives you attack speed. It gives you crit. It gives you a shield. It gives you lifesteal. So anything that actually Yone need is stuffed in that little item. And on top of that, the mythic passive. Listen, guys. The mythic passive is also will give you more damage and more sustain. This is actually what Yone lacks. Okay, sustain, and he gets that through that item. 50 health each item you finish after that item. Also the shield, the active part of it, lifeline. You will get that shield, which is also another big point on that for that item, and should be 100% be built on Yone, guys. The way you want to build that item is after you have finished Berserker's Greaves, you should go for the Cloak of Agility. It will give you some crit because of Yone's passive, will double it. And then you get the attack speed, the dagger. Then you finish everything to immortal shield bow, okay? From that point on, you build longsword into Noon Choir, however you want to pronounce that, and then you just finish that item, boys and girls. After that item, you should be aiming for Mortar Reminder, guys. And the way you build Mortar Reminders, again, another Cloak of Agility, and this will bring you up to like 80% crit. From that point, you will have 80% crit. So once you have finished this item, and once you have finished Immortal Shield Bow, from that point, if you get Cloak of Agility, after that, you will have like around 80% critical strike chance. You build that Cloak of Agility into Zeal. Zeal is also another good item on Yone. It gives you movement speed, it gives you attack speed, it gives you crit, everything that Yone actually needs. And then you finish the whole thing into Mortal Reminder. And the reason why you want to have Mortal Reminder is just simply because of the Executioner's Calling, okay? There is a lot of healing in the game. Any champion these days can heal, and if they cannot heal, they have item to heal, okay? They will get the item, and these items will heal them because of the absurd amount of CC. Not only because of that, but because of the absurd amount of healing in the game. You want to have Executioner's Calling because it supports your playstyle. You will just apply grievous wounds and just reduce the healing. It helps, so go for it. This third item should be Infinity Edge. From that point, after you have finished this item, after you have finished Mortal Reminder, guys, you will have 100% crit chance. From that point, usually you don't want to build any crit items anymore, because any crit items after 2 crit items, Immortal Shield Bow and Mortal Reminder, will be actually wasted because you cannot do anything with that part of that item. So 600 gold will be wasted. But Infinity Edge is too good to just leave it, okay? Because if it says perfection, if you have at least 60% critical strike chance, gain 35% critical strike damage. So your crits will be doing more damage. Whenever you crit someone, it will do more damage. And this is why Infinity Edge is really good on Yone. If you see yourself in a game with not a lot of healing, you can skip Mortar Reminder and go for Infinity Edge after Immortal Shield Bow, and from then you just go for another tanky items. You just skip this. You can skip Mortar Reminder if you see yourself really, but only if you see yourself in a game with not a lot of healing, guys. All right. And the way you want to build Infinity Edge is either you go for BF Sword or Pickaxe, depends on how much gold you have on your back. But definitely don't go for this item first, because as I said, you have 100% crit chance already, and getting another Cloak of Agility will do nothing. The fourth item, guys, should be Death Dance. You can go for Warhammer first, or you can go for Chain West. Warhammer first will give you more damage and will give you actually ability haste and reduces the cooldown of your abilities. Death Dance is a really good item that supports Yone's playstyle again, because on any takedowns you will just get health back. Champion takedowns cleanse Ignore Pain's remaining damage pool and restore 50% of max health over 2 seconds. Your fifth item, guys, should be Guardian Angel. And the way you want to build Guardian Angel, at this point, after you have finished like Death Dance, you will have a lot of damage already. So you don't have to like rush BF Sword. I would go for Stopwatch first, because it gives you that outplay potential in these team fights. Okay, so having Stopwatch is better than having BF Sword after all these items, because you will have damage already. You will have a lot of damage already, so you don't have to go for another BF Sword. That will be wasted. Go for Stopwatch, and in some situations it really saves life, and you can go for another outplay or something. So definitely go for Stopwatch into BF Sword into like Guardian Angel, and having Guardian Angel again helps a lot, gives you a second chance, and allows Yone to come back and do some more Lego Yone action. So these are the items that that you should be building in Season 12 on Yone, guys. You can of course leave me your thoughts in the comments, no problem. Maybe you don't agree with certain items, tell me that in the comments, guys. Maybe you have something else in mind, and maybe you have something else that you are successful with. Tell me that in the comments, leave it in the comments so we can benefit from each other, just like a Ray community, you know what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, with that being said, hey, have a wonderful day. Peace.